Today, I want to start off with a little something different. My wife sent me a link to a GoFundMe page. And I read it. You feel bad for people's stories and why they need money and this and that. And I found myself just searching around GoFundMe to see what all's out there. What are people asking money for? What do they need it for? What kind of stories? And I thought to myself, you want to know the true state of America? You want to know the true state of America? You could go to GoFundMe, read their stories, and it'll paint a clear picture of the status and story of America. 4.3% unemployment. Janet Yellen raising rates. The economy's in great shape. Really? I've got a dictionary-sized, book full of data that says you're full of crap, Miss Yellen. But I came across a story, and I noticed there's a lot of, there's a ton of stuff in here, but there's quite a number of, single mom or single parent, 2 kids, 1 kid, whatever it is, need help, need to get on my feet again, yada, yada, yada. Either a deadbeat dad, boyfriend, whatever's not paying. I just need some help. And legitimate stories. I don't think, what I've come across, I'm not saying that these people are here, begging for money for nothing. Now, a while back, some of you might remember, and this could have been at least 2 years ago, I was on here messing around on GoFundMe, and I saw 2 different stories because I remember reading about it, like either on Zero Hedge or one of those sites, and then it made me stumble across another GoFundMe page while I was there. We just bought new kitchen cabinets and don't have much money left, and we need to put our, we'd like to put our little girl in ballet classes. Please help, financially, whatever. And I'm thinking, you just spent your money on kitchen cabinets. First of all, you said it in the damn thing. Rule number 1, if you're going to do that, don't tell anybody that. No one's going to feel bad for you that you don't have money to put little princess in ballerina classes when you just spent thousands on freaking kitchen cabinets. Come on. Again, our priorities and things in us Americans, boy, are we backwards. Boy, do we have it wrong, and we think we got it right. But here's an interesting story, and this is not one of those stories. What I'm going to talk about now is not one of those kinds of stories. This is just simply the state of America, people, the struggle is real. What kind of stuff? And there's one thing that stood out to me. Hint. Before I get to it. Student loan debt. That was shocking. Which made me want to come out here and do this video. And again, I started looking at other ones and other ones and other ones. Single mom, need help. Man. The struggle is real. So the title of this one is Single Mom in Med School Denied Aid. And this was put up July 18th, 2017. So just, 2-3 weeks ago, roughly? I'm going to read it to you. I am a single mom with 2 beautiful children. 4 years ago, I made a life-altering decision to start a new career and go to medical school. I don't think she, by the way, I don't think she really understood when she wrote the word life-altering decision, student loan debt, etc. I don't really think she knew what she meant by that, as you'll hear. To start a new career and go to medical school. It has been a wild and exciting ride for my little family, full of challenges and victories. I am starting the 3rd out of 4 years next week. Today I received notification that I have been denied the loan that covers a portion of my tuition and provides a living stipend for me and my kids. Most medical students utilize these loans as it is impossible to work while going to medical school. I have been awarded this aid the last 4 semesters and was shocked when I was told I would not be receiving it. I was informed that this is due to financial problems that happened 4 years ago when I was married. I am appealing the decision, but was told that the odds are slim. So now you're probably wondering, well, how did she get the other loan to get through the first 3 years out of 4? if this was 4 years ago that this little credit, whatever issue happened, wouldn't have they have seen it then, right? I mean, or is it possible that it was literally 3 years ago she said 4 years ago, so maybe it was 4 years ago. She applied, got the loan. School starts next spring or whatever, etc. It's good for 3 out of the 4 years, the loan? I don't know. Just speculating here. Anyways, she says, I am devastated. I was expecting the money in 3 days. I have no money to pay bills. I plan on selling everything of value, but will still end up short. I just moved my family to a new city to start clinical rotations. I already have $150,000 in medical school debt and have invested my time, sweat, and tears into getting in and completing the first 2 years. I can't and won't quit, she says. Every option and possibility has flown through my head. I truly feel that God led me to medical school and has opened doors for me consistently along the way, so why this now? Now, again, I really try hard because I know it offends people when I start getting on religion because I don't subscribe to the many common religious beliefs and types of religions out there. You think God wants you to have $150,000 in debt, student loan, single mother with 2 children to feed, who just got denied a loan? Is that God's great plan for you? In all honesty, that's the first thing that comes to mind. That is not God's plan for you. But she's from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. And when I was told, Joe, when you go to Tennessee, which I did in 2013, many of you know that story. I was there for 6 months, came back. When you go to Tennessee, there is a church on every street corner. Come on. I get it. There's a lot of churches. No. There is a church on every street corner. Literally. I learned that. So naturally, being from Tennessee, this woman is probably, faith, big believer kind of a thing. So I'm not going to rag on that, but I just want to when I hear someone tell me that, this was essentially God's divine plan for me, and I'm thinking, he wants you $150,000 in debt to the bankers, which Jesus chased out of the temple, okay? He wants you to be a single mother with 2 children struggling to raise... come on. Again, I'm a realist news. I have to keep things real here, okay? Well, let's continue. I already have $150,000 in medical school debt and have invested my time, sweat, and tears into getting in and completing the first 2 years. I can't and won't quit. Every option and possibility has flown through my mind. I truly feel that God led me to medical school and has opened doors for me consistently along the way, so why this now? I have cried and asked God why this has happened. Then I reminded we are given hard times and challenges for a reason, to teach us something, to help us grow. So then my next question was, God, what is the lesson in this? And he answered, dependence, trust, faith, and humility. I realized if I am to depend on him, hold on, I got a problem with that. Let me continue though. If I am to depend on him, I have to put my pride away and do something I have a very hard time doing. Ask for and receive help. Help from him, help from you, help from whoever is available and willing. So you realized if you're to depend on him, I'm just going to tell you, Joe, how do you run your life? I don't depend on any religious being, God, church, for anything. When I wake up and I think, what am I going to do for the day? How can I earn some extra money? What things can I do on the side, right? Bitcoin, teach other people about it, right? We can all make money together. It's a beautiful thing. I do my YouTube videos again. I understand, the ads come up. I get paid for the ads. Half, 55% me, 45% YouTube. That's the way it is for everybody on YouTube. So it's become a little side business, if you will, automatically, because I'm doing videos anyways, which again, I appreciate all y'all's support. But I don't sit here and say, oh, I wonder what God's decision is for me today. I wonder what God's going to bless me with or make me do today, or I'm going to rely on him for. No. My mindset is never on what can somebody else do for me, or what was the word she used, depend on. I don't like that word depend on. It makes me think immediately government, EBT, help, aid, dependency. I want to be as independent as possible. It's why I do these videos, to help wake people up to what the hell's going on in this country and in the world. And oh my gosh, I've stumbled onto this thing called cryptocurrencies, and tons of people are making potentially fortunes, and I want to be one of those people if I can help it. And since I do these videos, I want to tell my people about it. Why not? Share the wealth, share the love, so that they don't have to write a story like this on GoFundMe. Right? But I can't sit here and say I depend on anybody. I don't depend on God. I don't depend on nothing, man. I take full responsibility for my family's well-being, my own well-being. So, I see one of these real hard Bible state, Bible thumpers, Tennessee State. And again, I'm having flashbacks to when I was actually there in 2013. And that mentality is everywhere. I'm here to tell you that. So I'm like getting a flashback of, oh yeah, I remember those people we met, and oh boy, God told them to start their church. Their daughter was a monster. Got kicked out of every church. The family got kicked out of every church they went to. That's how bad this monster was. Now God wants us to start our own church. And the kid is going wild in their own church, and they're not even kind of trying to stop the child. And then people are starting to leave the church. Well, not that there was more than 5 or 6 at one given time, any given time, but hey, your kids, then they get offended. She has ADHD. No, she doesn't, because she was at our house numerous times, and she was a little angel the entire time until mommy and daddy showed up. So again, I understand the hard, huge belief, religious type of thing in the state of Tennessee. I was there. I understand. But for me, it was a learning process. It was an experience. Oh, that's why I don't go to church. Oh, that's why I don't care for these religious people. Many of them nut jobs. Some of them, I shouldn't say many. Some of them nut jobs. I'm talking to ones we met. One who was not a nut job, believe it or not, because some of you don't know this. Straightway, Pastor Dowell. One of the most awesome places I've ever visited. Ever. Yes, he's a religious man. He's a pastor of his own church, etc. And yes, he's in Tennessee too. But let me tell you something. These other places I've been to, churches, people that go to some of these churches, can't hold a candle next to Pastor Dowell's. I'm just here to tell you that. But again, in Pastor Dowell, if you asked him right now, would he tell you, he or the people at Straightway depend on God? We depend on him for this or for that. No, these people out there working. They want something, they go and get it. But they don't depend on anybody. You're using the wrong word, and I hate when I see this because I know the type of mindset of this person. So, and again, a beautiful heart here. Listen as I continue. I love helping people. And I know as a physician, I will be able to help people in big ways, little ways, in any way God leads me. This is why I felt called to medicine. From the time I was a child, I have always been a healer, a fixer, a problem solver. I just have a hard time being the receiver of those things. But here I am asking for your help. Any kind of help you feel in your heart to send. I promise it will be paid forward in my life and career. And as a bonus, you know me, I like bonuses. You must have known I was reading it. And as a bonus, you can ask me medical advice and send me all the pictures of your weird rashes, growth, and bodily discharges anytime. Thank you for reading this. Consider it a sheer gift, friends. When tests and challenges come at you from all sides, you know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. James 1:2. So again, is she a beautiful person? Absolutely. Beautiful heart? Absolutely. Like I said, I got 2 wonderful kids. She's got a goal of $15,000 she's trying to raise. She's currently raised $9,177. And, again, I want to see this lady succeed. I don't like seeing people struggle. But when I saw that $150,000 in student loan debt, oh my God! You made the worst decision of your life going into medical school. You're never going to pay that $150,000 off. Because you're going to become, an RN, a registered nurse or whatever? I don't know if she even says what it is. But whatever. And I'm saying hopefully she becomes an actual doctor. Then you stand a fighting chance of actually paying that loan back because you'll be making some serious cha-ching. But I know this game. I know that the cost for school is going way up. It's going through the roof. Every few years, every couple years, it's up, up, up. Why? High administration costs, and the CEO and or the president of the school, you know, has to make huge money in their golden parachute when they leave, and they're going to bring all their administrative friends, and everyone's going to make tons of money. And since these people can go get loans and pay for all this, why not? And she just found out, yeah, you got a little problem. We can't give you that money, which also happens to have the stipend in it that she needs. I can't go to school full time and raise family, pay bills. I have to have this, and I was denied. So I'm here to ask a question to her, even though she's probably not ever going to see this. Although she might, because I'm going to end this video with a little message. You only have a $15,000 goal. You're starting on year 3 out of 4, correct? So I've been awarded this aid the last 4 semesters. 4 years ago when I was married. Yeah, I think she's got 2 years getting into it and completing the first 2 years, which means she's got 2 years to go. So this is for the 3rd semester. $15,000 ain't gonna cut it. $150,000, they'll be garnishing your IRS refunds. They'll be garnishing everything to get that $150K back out of you. I said this once, I'll say it again. You are better off just going and finding a job and not getting into that debt, student loan debt. Most of the time, not always, most, and I do mean most of the time, it's not worth the debt. You get out, give me that high-paying job. Oh, we got to start you off at the bottom. You know, you're just out of school. You don't have any real work experience. And there's a line behind you of 150 people who do have that same college degree that you have, who are out of a job and desperately need this job and have on-the-job training for many, many years now. So tell us again why we should get you who's fresh out of college. Well, I'm young, I'm charismatic, I'm excited. Trust me, there's at least God knows how many in that 150 people behind you in line. I almost did a video on this. Amazon, we're hiring, you know, all over the place. The lines at each location where they were hiring looked like one of these giant, you know, American Idol or, you know, dance, whatever, where they show you outside this massive, young, foolish people thinking they're really going to make it. You know, hundreds of thousands of people show up knowing there's only going to be one winner. Again, good for you. Find your hopes and dreams. Try to chase them. I get it. But I'm Realist News, and most of y'all ain't going to make it. And I'm just here to keep it real. But the amount of people that showed up thinking I'll be the number one, it's ridiculous. And the amount of people that showed up to Amazon all over the place where they were hiring was unbelievable. I was this close to doing a video on it. I just didn't. And this is very recently, as in like the last couple of days. So how many qualified people are in that line is what I'm trying to say. A lot more than you might imagine. So getting into student loan debt now, it's horrible. Just because I'm that guy who does care about people, even though I'm a little aggravated sometimes about religious views and things like that. The universe is speaking to me right now, telling me, JSnip4, make sure you post her link into your video, just in case there are subscribers of yours right now that don't give a crap about anything you just said and want to send a couple bucks her way. Not that whether you give a crap about what I said or not, I guess I shouldn't have said it that way. Whether maybe you liked what I said, maybe you didn't. Either way, maybe you want to help somebody, and this is one. I don't know this lady. It just stood out to me. I was checking a bunch of these out because it was kind of fascinating to read some of the situations we're seeing these days. And I thought to myself, man, if you really want to see what's happening in America, not the fake news media and the fake government data, just go to GoFundMe. It's all there. And I will tell you one other thing that was quite fascinating to me. Was not expecting this. House burned down due to fire, please help. House burned down to fire, please help. Burned down house, please help. Our house was burned, please help. Fire, house fire, house fire, house fire, house fire. Jiminy Christmas! How is this happening? What is going on? I'm not kidding. There are house fires out of control, apparently, and they're all running to GoFundMe for help. This is unbelievable. You know, and I do get it, granted, there are people out there, are faking some of this stuff. But I don't believe this is one of them. So, having said that, I made my points, whether you agree or disagree. I know there's going to be some of you, don't talk about religion. I get it. But I wouldn't be Realist News if I couldn't speak my mind and say what I need to say. Not going to bash on any particular religion or anything else. I don't know if I'm assuming she's a Christian from Tennessee, but you never know what religious flavor she is. But again, I'm going to put this link up. And just because, if you happen to send this woman anything, would you mind just saying, hey, JSnip4 from YouTube sent me over here. I watched this video and, whatever. And you might even link the video into the box to her when you donate. And I'm not saying, hey, please do this for me. I'm not saying that, right? I just know I'm going to get hit with emails. Joe, why didn't you put the link up? We want to, okay, I'm going to put the link up. But if you happen to send something, because it might be interesting for her to say, well, guys, this guy was kind of bashing the whole thought, process, them, telling me I should have never gotten a student loan to begin with, $150,000. It's crazy. Why the hell would this guy put my link up and have people ultimately donate to me? Because I still am a human being, and I do care about people. I love people. And that's the bottom line, regardless of religious views or anything else. Person in need, and it was a great story to tell you guys. $150,000 student loan debt. I'm all over the $1.4 trillion in unpaid student loans out there, rapidly increasing. So when I have a time to do a story like this, I think it was worth it. So again, that's it. Going to post a link in the description box. And have a wonderful day, everybody. I'm on to my video number 2. Number 1, number 2. Number 2.